Emotional distance does not always arrive with conflict. It often enters quietly, without arguments, without raised voices, without obvious moments where everything breaks. You can still talk. You can still share space. You can still live side by side. And yet, something begins to feel missing. Emotional distance hurts more than being alone because it creates a constant contradiction inside the body. You are close, but not connected. Present, but not met. Being alone is clear. Emotional distance is confusing. When you are alone, your nervous system understands the situation. There is no one to reach for, no one to expect emotional presence from. But emotional distance keeps hope alive, and hope without fulfillment slowly becomes pain. You may find yourself wondering why you feel lonely in a relationship, why silence feels heavier when someone is sitting next to you than when you are actually alone. This kind of loneliness does not come from absence. It comes from emotional unavailability. Emotional distance forms when emotional safety is missing. Not safety in the sense of danger or threat, but safety in expression. Safety to be fully yourself without being corrected. Safety to speak without being minimized. Safety to feel without being dismissed. When that safety is missing, the body does not relax. It stays alert, observing, adjusting. Over time, emotional distance becomes a protective adaptation. You may stop sharing parts of yourself, not intentionally, not dramatically. You simply learn which parts are welcome and which parts create tension. Slowly, connection becomes selective. You share logistics, daily routines, surface experiences, but your inner world stays hidden. This is why emotional distance feels so painful. You are not unseen because no one is there. You are unseen because the space is not safe enough to be fully known. And being unseen while being close creates a specific kind of grief. Emotional distance often develops in relationships that appear stable from the outside. There may be no major conflicts, no dramatic endings, no obvious reason to leave. Yet inside, you may feel increasingly alone. The nervous system recognizes patterns long before the mind does. It notices when vulnerability is met with discomfort, when emotions are quickly redirected, when silence replaces reassurance. In response, the system adapts. It learns to hold back, to self-soothe instead of reaching outward, to lower expectations to avoid disappointment. This is not emotional weakness. This is intelligence. The body prioritizes survival over intimacy, but survival without connection is costly. Over time, emotional distance begins to feel exhausting. You may feel tired after conversations, drained after spending time together, relieved when you are finally alone. Not because you don't care, but because connection requires constant emotional monitoring. You might find yourself choosing words carefully, managing tone, avoiding topics. This constant self-regulation prevents true closeness. Love does not deepen through constant self-editing. It deepens through safety. Emotional distance also creates self-doubt. You may wonder if you are asking for too much, if you are too sensitive, if something is wrong with you. But the need for emotional safety is not excessive. It is biological. The nervous system requires consistency, responsiveness, and emotional presence to feel close. Without those elements, distance grows. And distance hurts more than loneliness because it happens in proximity. You are not alone in space. You are alone in experience. That difference matters. Healing emotional distance begins with recognition, not blame, not forcing conversations, not demanding vulnerability, but awareness. Awareness that emotional closeness is not created by time spent together, but by safety experienced together. You cannot force emotional intimacy. The nervous system opens when it feels safe, not when it is pressured. Sometimes emotional distance can be repaired. Sometimes it reveals an incompatibility in emotional capacity. Both outcomes require honesty. Honesty with yourself first. Do you feel relaxed around this person? Do you feel emotionally received? Do you feel free to exist without performing? Emotional closeness feels calming, not destabilizing. It allows silence without anxiety, presence without effort, expression without fear. If emotional distance has been present for a long time, healing will be slow. Trust is rebuilt through consistency, through small moments of attunement, through safety repeated over time. And sometimes, emotional distance teaches us something essential. That connection should not require self-abandonment. That closeness should not feel like work. That love should feel supportive, not lonely. Being alone can be painful, but being emotionally distant while close can slowly disconnect you from yourself. And no relationship is worth that cost. Love shouldn't feel this hard. If love constantly leaves you anxious, confused, or emotionally exhausted, something is wrong. Love is not meant to feel like survival. It's not supposed to feel like you're always one mistake away from losing everything. Many people are ill, yet you stay in relationships where tension feels normal, where emotional pain is explained away as just how love is. But love doesn't grow in fear. It grows in safety. If you're constantly questioning yourself, if you're walking on emotional eggshells, if you're always trying to be better so things don't fall apart, that's not love. That's emotional strain. Many people confuse intensity with connection. They believe that strong emotions mean deep love. But intensity without safety creates anxiety, not intimacy. Love should not require you to abandon yourself. It shouldn't demand constant self-sacrifice just to keep peace. Real connection doesn't make you smaller. It allows you to relax. If you feel like you have to perform, explain yourself endlessly, or suppress your feelings to be accepted, you're not experiencing love. You're experiencing emotional survival. Healthy love doesn't punish honesty. It doesn't make you afraid of saying the wrong thing. It doesn't use silence as control or affection as currency. Love shouldn't leave you emotionally drained after every conversation. It shouldn't make you doubt your worth. And it shouldn't feel heavy all the time. Many people stay because they hope things will change. They remember moments of closeness and hold on to them. But consistency matters more than moments. Love is not proven in rare tenderness. It's proven in how safe you feel being yourself. If you're constantly trying to fix things alone, if you're always the one adjusting, apologizing, or holding everything together, That imbalance will slowly break you. Love doesn't grow where emotional responsibility belongs to only one person. A healthy relationship doesn't feel perfect, but it feels stable. You don't have to earn basic kindness. You don't have to beg for emotional presence. And you don't have to disappear to be loved. Love should feel supportive. It should feel grounding. It should feel like you can breathe. If love feels hard all the time, it's okay to question it. Questioning pain is not betrayal. It's self-respect. You're not asking for too much. You're asking for safety. And that is not unreasonable. Love shouldn't feel like something you have to survive. It should feel like something that supports your life. Quietly. Without fear.